My fight against Buchecha, my second fight against Buchecha, I have to say, there's a feeling that I haven't had for quite a while, especially in Jiu-Jitsu. All the build up to the fight, I knew this was probably, the most important fight in my whole career. I think to have, to be able to fight and have my family beside you, it's, I have to say it's a great thing, because first I get a lot of energy, I get a lot of power by having the family beside me. They really want me to succeed. It's like, me winning, the whole family wins. I think every time a Gracie fights, he doesn't represent himself. He represents the whole family. It's a family commitment. You want that person to succeed. You want that person to represent, because that's what you do in your whole life. That's what the Grace is me dedicating the whole life to the sport.
Filha da mãe, eu crente que ia, eu vi seu porco.
To have my cousin Renzo beside me, it's a very special thing. Renzo has been one of my main mentors for many, many years. I think, he's been almost every single time in my corner, every fight I had, MMA or Jiu-Jitsu, no-gi, many, many fights, he was there beside me. He's a great coach. We have a great relationship together, so that creates a bond when you're going to go fight and you really trust someone. So, he's a person that I definitely hear it, that, I feel very blessed to have him beside me. To share the mat with him, to train with him, to learn from him.
botar o cotovelo no chão, malandro. Fica pensando nisso, né, essa cara?
You know, all the fights that I had before, you know, everything I had, you know, I create my legacy. And I think everything was in the line on this fight. If I would have lost that fight, you know, all the legacy that, you know, that I built, you know, I would be seen as the second best. You know, I wouldn't be seen as the best fighter. Especially, you know, he just, you know, in titles, he matched my titles in the wars. You know, he's been winning everything. You know, he's been ahead of the game. And yeah, you know, it was a very important fight. So, you know, I concentrate a lot to that fight. I knew, you know, it's been like over a year, you know, like months and months that I had that fight in my mind. I knew, you know, that, you know, for me to finish my career, you know, I had to fight Buchecha. So yeah, it was, you know, walking into that fight, you know, I was quite nervous, I have to say. You know, I know everybody think I don't get nervous at all. You know, I keep a poker face. I never let, you know, my feelings show in, you know, any situation when I'm fighting, you know, especially, you know, before and during the fight. And yeah, you know, all the build up to the fight, all the press that we did, it was huge. And I knew Buchecha, you know, is a great fighter, bigger and stronger than me. I think, you know, about maybe, you know, over 10 kilos heavier. So I knew there was a big fight, very hard. You know, I knew that, you know, I'm going in for a war. So stepping into that fight was 15 minutes. You know, I set up a strategy that I'm gonna say, you know, I'm gonna feel the first 5 minutes. I'm not gonna attack much. I know he's very aggressive, very, you know, he's tough, very explosive.
Segura, Roger, no kimono. Minuto, hein?
So, I already accept the possibility. Even then, I see, you know, I'm not gonna respond in his level if he comes very fast. I'm gonna try to slow him down to my pace. So I think, you know, that's exactly what happened. He came very aggressive, more than me, trying to take me down. And I was just defending, you know, trying to frustrate him a little bit. And suddenly, you know, I felt him getting more and more frustrated with his takedown attempts.
Segura a gola, Roger, do mesmo jeito. 2,5.
And then when I looked at the clock, I looked to say, you know, the 5 minutes mark. And then in my mind, I say, now I'm going to start picking up the pace a bit more. I'm going to be more aggressive. That was exactly what happened. Suddenly, I'm forcing him to step back more. I stopped stepping back. I'm fighting more for my grips. I got some good grips. I was, you know, at that moment in my mind, I was like, should I try a takedown, you know, should I pull guard? Then I say, you know, he's been, you know, his size, I see, I'm probably gonna waste a bit of energy here taking him down. So, you know, I pull guard. You know, I like my close guard a lot, but I knew, you know, when I try to pull him guard, he's gonna bring that knee up and he's gonna block the close guard, and then I'm gonna land in the position that I like. Is, you know, the close guard, but with the knee between my legs.
vendo o que eu tô te falando? Toda hora ele pega na faixa, viu? Se laçar o braço, o cara não tem como derrubar e termina com a cabeça embaixo, entendeu? Ele só vai querer ficar indo na perna. Ele vai querer ficar o tempo todo indo na perna aí.
Which was exactly what happened when I got into that position, when I was able to pull guard. He slowed down a little bit, and he didn't. I didn't see him, him picking up the, he trying to put pressure to pass the guard. He was very careful in that moment. I felt him trying to hold me a little bit. He didn't feel very comfortable when I pull guard, so he tried to play a positioning to try to position himself well. And then he pushed his weight a little bit too far from me, and then I land on his, I land on his back. He just tried to stand up, and when he stood up, I had the control I had in his arm. He allows me to put the hooks in straight away. I felt him a little bit lost. My hand got deeper into his collar, and just from there I adjust, and when I stopped putting pressure on, I knew the choke was very tight. And then, he tapped. And it was just like, it's difficult to describe the moment, especially in my mind. There was such a huge expectation into that fight. It's fighting Rio. All the build up to the fight. The interviews, we were like almost live in the TVs, radio, newspaper. A lot. So there was a lot of build up to that fight. And to come out victorious. And having that as my last fight of my career, it's like, it's very, very difficult to describe the feeling. It's like, all I can say is like perfection. I was able to finish my career in a perfect way. I take nothing for granted. It's like a lot of hard work. Had a great fight. Yeah, I'm a very happy man now.